Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, August 27th, 2020. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment said it is taking all necessary steps to prevent a severe outbreak of dengue fever here in SVG, with an abnormal increase in cases registered. In a news release issued today, the ministry said on July 25th, SVG recorded 48 laboratory confirmed cases of dengue, with the number of cases as of August 25th, 2020 increased to 74. This increase, the ministry said, is not typical for this period, and Vincentians are urged to take the requisite precautions to prevent further spread of the viral illness. The ministry said laboratory confirmed dengue cases for the period January to August 2020 have not been confined to any particular health district. However, the majority of cases have been reported in the Pembroke Health District, which includes communities between Camden Park and Barley. Laboratory confirmed cases recorded to date are said to be between the ages of 6 months and 86 years old, with 46 of these cases resulted in hospitalization. Dengue is a flu-like illness spread by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Symptoms of dengue usually begin 4 to 10 days after infection and include a high fever, headache, vomiting, muscle and joint pains, and a skin rash. Persistent fever, vomiting, and abdominal pain or tenderness or bleeding are warning signs which suggest that dengue fever disease is taking a more severe course. Persons experiencing these symptoms should seek medical attention immediately, as severe dengue may cause death. There is no specific treatment for dengue. However, persons experiencing symptoms are asked to use pain relievers as prescribed by their healthcare provider. The Ministry of Health said to prevent an outbreak of the virus, it has intensified vector control measures and continues to closely monitor vector activity and syndromes related to dengue fever. Vincentians are being urged to play their part to reduce the mosquito population and to destroy breeding sites. Additionally, persons being urged to take measures to protect themselves from mosquito bites. SVG yesterday confirmed 2 new COVID-19 cases. A release from the National Emergency Management Organization said the non-nationals arrived from Sweden, entering the country from Grenada with negative PCR results on August 19th. NEMO said both adults have been isolated since receipt of their preliminary positive results, which were confirmed yesterday. The organization said extensive testing of all possible contacts has not revealed any other positive cases or exposure to SARS-CoV-2, and that further testing will continue. The release also noted that all passengers who arrived on Air Canada 980 on Thursday, August 20th have been cleared, and that all passengers who arrived on American Airlines Flight 945 on Saturday, August 22nd have received their quarantine day 4 to 5 PCR tests and are awaiting their results. SVG has now recorded a total of 60 COVID-19 cases, 57 of which have recovered. There are now 3 active COVID-19 cases in the country. The public is being urged to comply with all of the public health measures currently in place, which are designed to keep COVID-19 contained in the country. In other news, there is a delay on the reopening of schools across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, which will take place 1 week later than was previously communicated. In a news release issued this afternoon, the Ministry of Education National Reconciliation and Information said, having consulted with major stakeholders, it has taken a decision for students to resume face-to-face engagement on September 7, 2020, while teachers will return to school on August 31st, 2020, to assist with finalizing arrangements for the new school year. The ministry said, recognizing that the well-being of the nation's children and educators is an absolute priority amidst a global pandemic, the one-week delay will allow teachers to be actively engaged with health professionals to review the individualized protocols and plan effectively for the new school year. The new protocols established to ensure the safe return of students to school in light of the threat of COVID-19 have already been distributed to all educational institutions. On radio this week, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves said the Teachers Union, through its members, has been cooperating to ensure there is a smooth reopening of schools island-wide. PM Gonsalves said officials from BRACSA, the Ministry of Health, and the Ministry of Education were engaged this week in inspection of these institutions.
We're spending even greater effort because of hand sanitizing. We did repairs and we did another check again with the toilets. And we have to check on an ongoing basis. We have to have extra sinks. We have to, some places, we have to put a room for some places which don't have sick bay. We have to, in addition to the principal's office, some places you're trying to see how you can configure something. But I expect, I'm getting a report as to whether we have everything in order and whether there are any more I's to be dotted or T's to be crossed for us to get the details down pat.
PM Gonsalves says he anticipates there would be minor hiccups when school reopens. However, it is his hope that all matters will be addressed timely.
Listen, a thermometer, you don't have to have any special training. We have been going to events and persons who are not nurses take your temperature. It doesn't expose you to anything. You put on your mask, you take your temperature on you or me or anybody else who's coming inside of the building. It's easy. Those who ask that we must have nurses at the schools, you have 61 primary schools and 27 secondary schools. The president of the Teachers Union hasn't said he's not supporting school opening, you know. Because if he says so, he wouldn't be representing the views of the teachers, because 90-something% of the teachers want schools to open.
Speaking on the issue raised by the SVG Teachers Union about teachers checking the temperature of students, PM Gonsalves said it is an easy process which does not require the service of health professionals.
You'll have some people saying, well, there should be 20 things done. 18 are done, but there are 2 which are not done. Not fundamental, but because those 2 are not done, they will go on Facebook or they will call in on radio. I know that you're going to encounter a hiccup here or there. Let us not make perfection the enemy of the good. And let's take whatever little hiccup there may be here and there. Let us take it in our stride and solve them practically, and don't make a ceremony out of what would be something which is easily solvable.
President of the SVG Teachers Union, Oswald Robinson, has reiterated the union's position that teachers are not healthcare workers. In an interview today with SVG-TV News, Robinson said temperature checks must be done by health professionals.
From our position as a union, that it is not part of the job description Neither is it part of the responsibility of teachers to be taking temperature. I have listened several programs, and I'm hearing some official in the Ministry of Health giving instruction to our teachers to say they are asked to perform a duty that is related to a health personnel. There are people who are saying, oh, you don't have to be well trained to take temperature. Our position as a teachers union is that it is not related to teaching, and we are asking our teachers not to take on that responsibility. Let the relevant authority, the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education, they need to decide which of them is responsible for taking temperature checks in schools. So we want to make that abundantly clear.
Robinson also called for measures to be put in place to protect drivers, conductors, students and teachers using public transportation.
Our concern also has to do with the transportation. I do not know if it's the Ministry of Health or the Ministry of Transport that is responsible for protecting the conductors and the bus drivers who transport school children and teachers. Is social distancing still a protocol on the transportation? That is something we need to find out. Because you do not know who is entering your bus. I saw something in, I think it's Guyana or Jamaica, where it's either the driver or the conductor comes out and sanitizes the people's hands who are going into the bus, and that's good. We can't take things for granted because there are people who are symptomatic. They may have, we never know, and they may not show the signs of COVID-19. So we have to take all necessary steps to ensure that the traveling public is safe, because you just have to realize one case which has the potential to affect an entire school population.
The Teachers Union president said he has observed work being done at schools in Newgrounds and Park Hill and commended the effort of authorities and teachers nationwide who are playing a role in getting schools ready for their reopening.
We know that our teachers continue to work hard. We want to use this opportunity also to commend them for the hard work. Up to yesterday, I saw teachers cleaning schools, cleaning classrooms, scrubbing, mopping, disinfecting, as if they are the janitors, which are hired to do the work. I saw a principal sat there preparing cushions to put on the chairs for the teachers to sit on. That is to show the level of commitment teachers and principals have for the education system. And we just want the authorities and the general public to be reasonable, to understand that we do not want to put our teachers on the front line to be checking temperatures.
This week, a number of schools were holding orientation sessions for new students, mostly those who will be entering secondary school for the first time. Today, our news team spoke with some parents in Kingstown who are all excited for their children to start their secondary school education.
I am one of those mothers that take all the details into consideration, and for him to be coming to a new school, preparing for a new stage in life, I'm excited and I'm also nervous. At the end of the day, God is in control.
A little frightened, but she's prepared. She's prepared. Just that it's a new environment for her and the surroundings, but I'm comfortable with what I've seen so far, and you know.
For the short period of time, you know, I did my best, and he's prepared. Well, he has everything in place, so wish him all the best.
with the new protocols introduced by the Ministries of Health and Education, the parents say while they have some concerns, they are generally satisfied with the established protocols.
So we're taking our precautions. We're talking to him as a family. His father and I are speaking with him, and he's very vigilant as well, making sure that he does all that is necessary. I'm also a nurse, so I bring that to the table in making sure that he understands what is what. And the school, from the discussions that we have had, they are very much prepared for this time.
It was a good experience because I like the way that they do the social distancing with when they tell you about the health care and what the health department is saying, and I like that. So otherwise than that, everything is good.
Well, the only thing I'm concerned about is the part in which the students have to wear the mask on the public transport coming to school, but what about the other persons on the transport as well? Would it be something from whoever is in charge that they will put it and say that it is mandatory for all persons traveling in the public transport to wear masks as well? Because we learned that the only persons who are wearing the mask, you protect yourself, but if you're not wearing a mask, I'm not being protected, because we have to protect each other by wearing masks. So that's my concern.
Carlos Williams has been selected as the ruling Unity Labour Party's candidate for the Northern Grenadines at the upcoming polls. Williams, who resides in Beckway, was selected at the party's constituency council meeting last evening. Williams called in on radio last evening and expressed thanks to the people of the Northern Grenadines for selecting him as their candidate and gave the commitment to serve to the best of his ability once elected.
And I want to thank the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I want to assure the people of Northern Grenadines of my commitment going forward. And this is for a love of Beckway, a love of Mustique, a love for Beckway, a love for Northern Grenadines, a love for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And we can expect nothing but in this election from
Williams said he will be using a different campaign strategy in the Northern Grenadines with the hope of securing the seat for the ULP, which has been in the NDP column for decades.
It's going to be about the young people. It will be managed and run by the young people. The campaign managers, the two of them, are young people. So it is going to be different, and we are going to be impactful. Dr. Friday talks about his record, check his record, judge him based on his record. And this is what we're going to be doing. This is examination time. So his records will be pulled out. And they will be dusted off from wherever they are.
As the COVID-19 pandemic continues to pose economic hardships on various sectors of society, non-governmental organizations and social groups continue to step up and assist persons in need during this difficult time. One such organization is the Rotary Club of St. Vincent, which has donated some 120 backpacks with school supplies divided among 6 schools in SVG. Lanley Park Primary, Stubbs Primary, Kittell's Government, Kingston Government, Kingston Anglican and Fitzhugh's Government. Speaking at the handing over ceremony today, President-elect of the Rotary Club of St. Vincent, Janelle Allen, said given the pandemic, the club felt it was the right time to make such a donation.
I did to try to assist parents by providing them with the basics, or what we consider to be the basics, backpacks with school supplies, notebooks, exercise books, stationery, pencils, rulers, what have you, so that our students can go back to school next Monday with the necessities to learn and to really take advantage of the opportunities afforded to them. We know that many persons are feeling the squeeze, they're feeling the struggle because of the pandemic, so we thought it was a fitting time to assist. So this afternoon, I'm very pleased on behalf of the club, on behalf of President Annette Mark and the other members, to hand over the donation of 20 bags per school to those present here today.
Representatives from the Lanley Park government and the Kingston Anglican schools took the opportunity to thank the Rotary Club for the donation.
elated with your donations. It will go a long way with our students because we have many students who are disadvantaged. Even before the pandemic, some of the basic things that we take for granted, many of our students don't have. We even have had students that have had torn bags, books in plastic bags, so we really do appreciate this, and we hope that this is the beginning of a relationship with the Rotary and that you will remember us and, you know, drop in from time to time. So thank you once again.
On behalf of the staff and students of the Langley Park Government School, we're very appreciative to the Rotary Club for considering us and reaching out to our school with this donation. Most of our children really struggle, and each year we try to see how we can assist them. So you providing this for us, calling us and making this offer really would go a long way to help those children who are deserving. A lot of them are deserving, some more than others. And as school reopens on Monday, we are going to see the most deserving, because then we would see who would turn up with the bags, and we'll be able to give those that are really in need. So I hope that you will continue to see us, reach out to us, and provide other things, even you know, other services that you offer. You can provide those for our school. When you give to me, I always open up, tell you how else you can help. So please continue to reach out to us.